It has been 1 year since Lord Northcliffe of the Daily Mail has announced a cash prize for the first successful powered heavier-than-air flight across the English Channel. No one has attempted this daring journey until now. It appears that French aviator Hubert Latham has arrived to the French coast and has begun preparations for an attempt. Latham has only been flying a few months, but he's already broken records for speed and endurance in the air. He seems to be equipped with the right skill set, but technical problems and bad weather have kept Latham grounded until this morning of July 19th, 1909, when he took off and headed toward the English coast. Spectators watch him disappear among the horizon as he's made it 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. But as he gets further, we start to see his airplane descend down toward the ocean. Oh no, his engine has quit. His aircraft glides down into the water about 6 miles away from shore. But his aeroplane remains afloat as he lights up a cigarette and waits for rescue. Latham plans to try again, but it will take him at least a week for him to prepare. His failure has prompted French aviator Louie Blériot into action, just days after Latham's failed attempt. During a recent flight, insulation came loose from an exhaust pipe, and his left foot received third-degree burns. However, he has discovered he can still operate the rudder pedal, even while hobbling on crutches. He immediately starts to search for a suitable takeoff site, finally settling on a low pasture that leads directly over the beach to the channel. The excitement is building and the race is on as high winds ground both aviators at this time. Bleriot, who is ready to go, waits for a break in the weather, while Latham's team is racing to assemble a new airplane. Reporters are gathering in force and questioning the capabilities of these machines. Some say taking a kite like that across the channel is like trying to land on the moon. The newspapers build suspense with the question, who will dare to fly first? The dashing Latham or the dogged Blériot? The sun comes up and the weather has cleared this morning of July 25th, 1909. Both pilots now have a window of opportunity as tens of thousands are gathered to watch. There's no sign of Latham, but Blériot and his team are preparing a takeoff. He has finished his preparations and they are starting the engine. The ship is now moving forward. He's maintaining control. And he has left the ground. Blériot is headed toward English soil. Will he be the first to successfully make it all the way across? We may be witnessing history made within the hour.
Unfortunately, I was born 8 years after my grandfather died. He died in 1936 and I was born in 1944, so I never knew him. And it's one of my biggest regrets. When I was 14, I understood what my grandfather had done. And many, many years later, I tried to get a hold of an original Blériot XI. There are no instruments on board, so you have to fly the plane like the pioneers did. You have to fly it instinctively, or as we say in French, au feeling. You have to feel the air coming over the wing. Feel the way in which the plane is flying. Is it flying horizontally? Is the tail too high or too low? Is it tilting to the left or to the right? There are no instruments to help you. You don't know if you're going fast enough or too fast. The first time you fly the plane, you almost have to force yourself to take off. You have to take the plunge. Then you're okay. You can feel the wind in your face, and on top of that, the propeller is blowing on you and motor oil is splashing all over you. Your goggles and jacket are completely covered in motor oil. The plane vibrates as you fly, and there's so much wind that your cheeks are flapping. At 70 kilometers an hour, it's quite fast without protection. I don't really consider myself a risk taker. I once heard a quote that went like this: life is like a disease. It is always fatal. We all die one day in one way or another. We also take risks every day. We could slip on some ice on the sidewalk right in front of our house. We could slip and fall on a staircase. We could have a car accident. Life is a series of small and big risks. Living is taking risks. Below me is the sea. The motion of the waves is not pleasant. I fly on. For 10 minutes I am lost. I let the airplane take its own course. This calm has a dangerous charm. I am very happy when I see a gray line which seems detached from the sea. It gets bigger each minute. Without a doubt, it is the English side. I am almost safe. I fly toward the white cliffs, but the wind and the fog take me in. I must struggle with my hands and eyes. 3 boats appear. They seem to be moving toward a port. Dover, without a doubt. I follow them.
There he is, Louie Blériot, successfully piloting his Blériot XI monoplane without the aid of a compass. We can now see him from the English side of the channel. The winds have picked up and he has drifted a bit off course. Nonetheless, he has made his way on this side of the channel and is starting to navigate a place to land.
Suddenly, on one of the crevices, I see a man desperately waving a French tricolor flag. I move quickly toward the ground that he is signaling from. A feeling of absolute joy fills me. Now I must land, but the winds are strong.
It appears Blériot might touch down where journalist Charles Fontaine is standing, waving a large tricolor. Louie Blériot is maintaining control as he's coming down. The winds have certainly picked up a lot. All spectators are rushing to the scene. He's getting closer to the ground now. His airplane looks a bit unstable.
And as soon as I approach the ground, a whirlwind lifts me. The struggle doesn't last long since I cannot stay in the air any longer. I cut the engine. And instantly, my machine falls straight upon the land. The chassis doesn't take it very well, and the propeller is damaged, but my goodness, too bad. Plane was flying well, the weather was perfect, and everything went so well. It was just magical for me.
And he is down! He has made his way onto the ground on the English side. Louie Blériot has now become the first successful aviator to power a heavier-than-air flight across the English Channel. Flying at an altitude of around 250 feet above the ocean, it was a 22-mile flight that took him a total of 36 minutes and 30 seconds.
With that beautiful light, the calm and peaceful atmosphere, I had this sensation of extraordinary happiness. It was the most beautiful flight in my life.
By the end of 1909, just 6 years after the Wright brothers' historic flight, the Blériot XI holds most of the world's flying records for speeds, altitude, and distance. During the years preceding the First War, the Blériot XI was ranked as the most popular airplane in the world.
The dream to fly has existed since the beginning of humankind. Why wouldn't we have that same dream?
And where is Latham? Apparently, he overslept.